Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT network, as well as my own channel, Broncos Breakdown on YouTube. Look for that symbol right there. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, my comments along with yours in the chat. I am your host, Bronco Bill. Hey guys, I hope each and every one of you had a fantastic Merry Christmas. It seems like forever since I've done my show. In fact, the last show I did was December 13th, 2 Fridays ago. Now, last Friday was following I'll get into that recap of that game. I'm not going to say it right now, but that was supposed to have been Mudungus Creevy doing Chargers check down from a bet that he lost against me. And he ended up not having a voice. Yeah, okay. Anyways, that's what he told me. So he said that he couldn't do it. I wasn't prepared to do my show because I thought it was his. Anyways, I digress. But that was 2 weeks ago. It seems like a long time. I really, really missed it. I have missed it tremendously. But we have back-to-back shows, so to speak. Got Broncos Breakdown tonight. Tomorrow, the Broncos and the Bengals play. We'll get into that at the very end of the show. And that's tomorrow. So the Broncos neighborhood will be at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Mudungus Creevy and myself, providing he still has a voice. Anyways, guys, let's move on. I really hope that each and every one of you had a wonderful Merry Christmas a couple of days ago. I'm not going to do a show. Obviously, I'm going to do a show next week, but it'll be after New Year. So I want to wish each and every one of you out there Happy New Year 2025. Holy smokes, I can't believe it's going to be 2025 next Wednesday. Yeah, it is, guys. Hope you guys are all ready for it. You're getting relaxed. You got time off from work. You know, not everybody does, but hopefully a lot of you do. So really, really hope all of that for the best of you, for all of you. Batting leadoff in the chat is David Youngkin. I hope I'm saying, or Youngkin. Every game we have played this season, in my opinion, is a must win. Well, that's true. I mean, in the bigger picture, if you think about it, like the Kansas City Chiefs, or do we really want to think about the Chiefs? But we have to. They're in our division. They've only lost one game. They're like, what, 15-1, 16, 15, 14-1, 14-1. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And there are years where teams do that. And yet, you look at it and you say, oh, well, if we lose that game, it's okay. In the NFL, it's a little bit different, David, and I agree with you. In the NFL, you only have 17 games. You can't go on a 4 or 5 or 6 game losing streak and expect to make the playoffs. In baseball, yeah, you got 162 games. Hockey, same way. Basketball, same way. Not 162. They have 82 games in basketball. They have 82 games in hockey. Speaking of hockey, the Avalanche play after the Christmas break. They play tonight. ESPN 2, 6:30 Pacific time, maybe, unless the Boston Bruins game, well, whoever they're playing, goes, past 6:30. But anyways, Avalanche play tonight. I've gone through hockey withdrawals because I missed it since last weekend. But hopefully the Avalanche can get some of their players back. Anyways, that's what I was saying. So, guys, I'm excited to be back on Friday. In case you guys don't know, there is a change coming to Broncos Breakdown starting next year. First couple weeks of next year, Broncos Breakdown is going to have a major change. I'm looking at it as an upgrade, but I'd like to find out what you guys think. All right, Rudy Torres, my brother-in-law from Las Vegas, says Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year, man. Thanks so much for chiming in, Rudy. Spence is in the house. He's 15-1 after spanking Pittsburgh. 2 alcohol. 15 and 1 is 16. Oh, yeah, there's 18 games. Yeah, but the record could only be 17 games, Spence. So if they're 15 and 1, that's 16. They've got 2 games to play, don't they? Oh, wait a minute. No, you're right. They played Pittsburgh on Friday. Wait a minute. They played Pittsburgh on Christmas. I'm so confused. I didn't watch these games. I don't watch these games because I had family over on Christmas Eve. I had grandson and daughter-in-law and grandkids over on Christmas Day. I didn't really watch any football. I didn't. I mean, people were texting me, hey, you watching this game? You checking? Yes, no, kind of looking. No, not really. Not really. So I had completely forgotten about that. All right. Thanks, Spence, for correcting me. Should I mention the changes coming in January, or should I just mention it next Friday, which will be the last, possibly. Anyways, I'll mention it next Friday. All right. For those of you who were here on my show in the chat, watching whatever, on the 13th, 2 weeks ago, you heard about the announcement. Maybe I also said it on the neighborhood. But yeah, maybe I'll bring it up. Maybe I'll bring it up in this show. All right, let's move on to the very first topic. I only have 8 topics tonight, guys. Not because the Avalanche are on. I'm recording the game. It doesn't matter. I can always go back. No, it's only 8 topics because it's holiday season for the NFL as well. But there are some topics and points I want to bring in because they touch this nerve. They touch the nerve within me. And I know all you guys are saying, hey, every topic touches a nerve with Bronco Bill. That's true. It does. Some more deeply than others. Tonight is one of those shows where I am going to go nuclear. Totally freaking nuclear on some of these topics. I have 2 deaths that I've got to bring, one in baseball, one in football. And then I've got a jackass of the week. So, we're going in different directions, guys. Let's start with the game, the last game the Broncos played 10 days ago. Let's start with that. Before we do, Rudy back in the chat says, now, Bill, you open the door. Big E Bronco says, how you doing, Bill? I'm doing great, Big E. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to each and every one of you out there watching, wherever you may be. Really do appreciate it. Now, Rudy, going back to him, Rudy said, now, Bill, you open the door. Okay. Starting January 10th, 2 Fridays from tonight, I will not be doing Broncos Breakdown solo. What? Am I giving it up? No, not at all. I'm adding. I am going to bring in, along with Mundungus Creevy, it was already approved, Mundungus Creevy being the owner of MHRT Network, I am going to have a co-host, and that person is none other than Spence. Yes, that's Spence. Spence will be joining me January 10th. Moving forward, as long as he's comfortable with it, as long as I'm comfortable with it, as long as, we mesh together and everything works out, then yes, it will go forward. And Broncos Breakdown will be known as BB and Spence. BB for Broncos Breakdown. It will still have my logo right here. It will still have my logo, but it will be BB and Spence. Okay? I mean, it'd still be Bronco Bill and Spence, but I just thought I'd kind of shorten it a little bit. I'm kind of playing with that somewhat. Haven't really settled in on it, but that's what we're looking at. So now you guys know that starting January 10th, there's going to be some times where, he's out of town or I can't do it, or I don't know how it's going to work out. Okay. I really don't. It's a work in progress. So that's why I say, guys, a new year, maybe a new style, a new change. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. All right. Perfect. All right. Spence chimes in and said, my daughter just said BB means bigger beer. You know what? That could be a show all to your own, Spence. Bigger beer and Spence. Perfect. Perfect. You got your own show, man. Bigger beer and Spence. Oh my gosh, man. That escalated quickly. Yeah, I don't have those clips, but it's not an improviser. All right, let's get into the first topic of tonight's show. Recap of 10 days ago. Debacle. Embarrassment. Collapse. Destroyed. Outcoached. Against the Chargers. Not yesterday, a week ago, Thursday, when the Broncos agreed to flexing the game from Sunday to Thursday, shortening their week, shortening their preparation. And yet the Broncos look like they had this game in the bag. The Broncos, all they have to do to make the playoffs is win one freaking game. One game against a team that was basically overrun with Bronco fans at SoFi. The Broncos, let me get this. The Broncos led 21-10. They had a 21-10 lead. First half, 21-10 lead. Halftime was 21-13. And then the roof caved in. No, not SoFi's roof. Broncos playoff dome, so to speak, caved in. Why? In my opinion, hey, you guys bring your opinions in the chat. I would love to hear them. But in my opinion, the Broncos, when they go in at halftime with the lead, doesn't matter what kind of lead they have, 1 point, 2 points, 21 points, doesn't matter. They don't make freaking adjustments. Why? Why don't you make adjustments? You don't think the other team's making adjustments? And if you sit pat for what you're constantly doing, the other team's making adjustments, you're not going to be able to do what you were doing before. Hello? It's not rocket science, guys. It's not. If I can see it sitting on my freaking couch watching the game, how in heaven's name does Sean Payton not see it? How does Vance Joseph not see it? How do any of these coaches not? They're up in the freaking booth. How do they not see it? Is it just me, guys? Seriously, is it just me? Am I going on a tangent and saying, wow, Broncos just got, they just made mistakes. Sure, they made mistakes. And I'll get into that, some of those right in just a second. But my point being is this. If you're ahead at halftime, you need to make adjustments. You need to have a plan A for what you're going to attack in the first half, and you have to have a plan freaking B for what they're going to do if you have the lead. Hey, Broncos make adjustments when they're trailing. Why? Because that's not working. And I know that Sean Payton's probably, and all the other coaches are going in the locker room go, wow, dang, dude, we had a 21-10 lead. Now we got a 21-13 lead. We don't need to change a thing. Whatever we're doing is working. It doesn't work when they make changes. It doesn't. And I'm sick and tired of not adjusting. It is so obvious. You don't run the ball when they're stuffing you in second half. You make adjustments. Okay? And we had the run game going in the first half, no doubt. We had the screen passes were working. We had shots down the middle. We had some great passes. We had some great runs. Guess what? Chargers made adjustments. Jim Harbaugh's not going to sit back and just go, yeah. We're gaining on them. It's 21-13. We're getting. No, he made adjustments. Why? Because what they were doing wasn't working. And Sean Payton's like, Come on, man. We got this game. We got this game. Look out there. Look at all the orange in the stands, man. We don't need to make adjustments. We're doing great. Really? So the Broncos led 21-13 at halftime. 0 adjustments. Denver only scored 6 points in the second half. Why? Because they didn't make freaking adjustments. That's what I've been saying. They haven't been making adjustments, and they don't do it. This isn't just a Sean Payton thing. This has happened with Broncos head coaches in the past. You know, I mean, Nathaniel Hackett never made an adjustment. Well, Nathaniel Hackett's the idiot. Vic Fangio never made adjustments. Vance Joseph didn't make adjustments. I'm just saying, guys. Sean Payton not making adjustments. You think that guy would know, would understand what needs to be done to move forward? No. Let's just keep doing the same thing because it's working. Yeah, in the first half it was working. Not in the second. Let me continue. Like I said, Denver only scored 6 points in the second half. Oh, adjustments made? Guess what? Chargers scored 21 points in the second half. 15 of those in the fourth freaking quarter. Not only that, Broncos 61 penalty yards to the Chargers 8. Yeah. Denver got freaking schooled. Schooled in the second half. Why? 0 adjustments, penalties up the butt that were costly, some of them in critical downs. And the end result is a 34-27 Broncos loss when they had this game wrapped up. If they would only have made adjustments. I'm not saying they had to make major ones. Just make adjustments. You know that the Chargers were going to try and stop the run, which they did. You knew they were going to take away the screen passes, which they did. And you knew they were going to try and take away Courtland Sutton, which they kind of basically did. And the Broncos end up with 6 points in the second half after they scored 21 in the first half. Yeah. It's called adjustments or lack thereof. Yeah. Do I think the Broncos, I'll get into that in the very last segment. Do you think the Broncos will do any better in cold Cincinnati? I'll get to that. In just, it will be at the very last topic, obviously, because I'll be talking about the prediction and all that. Anyways, that wraps up the recap of the Broncos and the Chargers. And, to add salt to the wound, the Bengals, the Colts, and the Dolphins all won last Sunday, which means that Broncos are in the same situation again. They have to win a game to get in the playoffs. They cannot rely on those 3 teams losing. Now, if the Broncos beat the Bengals, that's one done. But you still got the Colts. You still got the Dolphins. But they will be eliminated too if Denver can beat the Bengals. Like I said, I'll get into that at the end of the show. All right. David Youngkin says, hey, Sean, run the damn ball. That was shown up on his, they zoomed in on his play sheet, and he wasn't too happy about them zooming in on it. He said that, they shouldn't be allowed. Well, my whole thing is put a piece of paper behind it. Put it into a folder. So you got a folder like this, cupped. You put the thing in there. Yeah, and when you're looking at it, they can't see it. Why are you leaving it wide open, Sean? It's half your fault. It's half your fault because you're laying it out there. So don't blame them, so to speak. Don't get all butthurt over that. You have ways to correct it, and you haven't done so. Spence said Chargers game brought up a bigger point. Broncos have yet to play a full 60-minute game against any playoff team this season. Well, you know what? That's true. That's very, very true. And I'll tell you what, Spence, The playoff team we're playing this Saturday, tomorrow. Playoff team. Oh, by the way, last game of the season against the playoff team. Yeah. Like we got any chance. Our biggest chance was was 10 days ago. That was our biggest chance. And we blew it. I've already mentioned I'm not going to go down that road again because it's just going to make me more angry. That game was so heartbreaking to do. Spence says weather in Cincinnati games expected to be in the low 60s, possible rain. Ooh, I don't like the rain part. I mean, sure, it'll help the Broncos defense when the Bengals have the ball, but it'll also help the Bengals defense when the Broncos have. I don't like the rain. The rain kind of messes up the game. You got a slick ball. You get fumbles. You get interceptions. You get ball slips out of the hand. I don't like it. David says, why do you need a note for? Why do I need a note? Did I say note? No, I meant a folder. I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's what you're talking about when it comes to the playbook. Casey already has the number 1 seed and will be resting here. I'm not sure, Spence. I'm not sure they're going to rest people. Do you think, hold on a second. Anybody out there think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to want to lose to the Broncos regardless if they have it sewn up? Do you really think they're going to want to lose? I don't. I personally do not think Kansas City wants to lose to Denver. Not whatsoever. Now, maybe not so much as last year. Remember last year when the Broncos beat the Chiefs and it snapped that 16 million game, whatever it was, 16 games or whatever, stretch where the Broncos hadn't beaten them. And after we beat them last year, maybe they're thinking, okay, well, the streak's already over. It's a division game. It doesn't mean anything to the Chiefs, but it means the world to the Broncos. Do you think the Chiefs really want the Broncos in the playoffs? Really? Do you really think that? I don't. I don't think they want them there at all. And I don't think they're going to lay down and let Denver just walk all over them and get into the playoffs if they lose to the Bengals. I don't see it. I really don't see it. I'm sorry, Spence. I'm sorry. And anybody out there, I just don't see it. It's a divisional game. And I mean, I understand that, but okay, Spence, or anybody out there, let me ask you this. Why would they be resting players when they already have a first round bye? Is anybody out there trying to tell me that the Chiefs want 2 weeks off with their number 1 squad, number one team? Do you really think they want 2 weeks? I think that's a little bit lengthy. I'm not thinking that at all. They already have now they may not start Mahomes, or they may start him and then take him out. They may start Travis Kelce, take him out, things like that. I just don't think that every number 1 player on the Chiefs organization come week 18 is going to be on the sidelines wearing a ball cap. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't. I just can't see Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and everybody else just going, yeah, we'll just kick back, man. We'll just kick back. It's all good. No, I don't see that. No, not whatsoever. Let's see. What do you mean not so? No, I only have a couple when I do the neighborhood. Not when I do my show. I'm too wound up and I know that. I leave that up to Spence, man. David Youngkin says, so Sean had to write down, run the ball. Why write it down? Well, true. I get that, David. I saw that. I get it. I don't know. Maybe it's just a thing so that when he sees it, he flips the play sheet over and he sees it. He's like, all right, time. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I have no idea. I just think it was, I just don't agree with the cameras focusing in on things like that. Why don't they focus in on what the Chargers coach was doing. Why don't they focus in on something like that? But they don't. They focus in on Sean Payton, and I don't like it. It's like the entire NFL and media hates the Denver Broncos, and I'll get into some of that. But it's just so irritating that they pick on Sean Payton or anybody else we've had. You know, I just don't get it. I don't like it. I can't stand it. It makes me irritated, as you can tell. Just drives me nuts. Alex Smith, what is up, my friend? Says, hello, Bill. I say, what's up, Alex Smith? Hello. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you, man. Thank you so much for being in the chat. That is not for me. My wife will get that. All right. And if it was for me, I wouldn't get it anyways because I'm doing my show. So Spence says, Rudy, Spence took Bill's beer and just because. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Spence probably did that. Wouldn't surprise me. Although I don't have Kona. I don't have Kona beer. Although that is pretty good stuff, but I don't have it. All right. Let's get into the next topic. I have 2 passings, each of them back to back before I get into some other stuff. Spence says, that's Walmart calling for my beer delivery. Dang it. You're right, Spence. I forgot to let you know they're on their way, man. They're on their way. All right. First passing has to do with baseball. Here it is. Former Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson has passed away last Friday at the age of 65 per Newsweek Sports. Dave Winfield, former teammate, had this to say about his passing, and I quote, I still can't believe I've lost one of my favorite teammates and great friend in Rickey Henderson. Rest in peace, end quote. Henderson would have been 66 2 days ago on Christmas. Wow. Details of the cause of his death was not revealed. Wow. I remember Rickey Henderson. He played with the Oakland A's. I know he played with Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield played with the Padres. I'm not sure if Rickey Henderson was on the Padres. I kind of think he was. I can't really remember. I'm not a Padre fan. My nephew is, and my son and grandson, but my grandson definitely doesn't remember Rickey Henderson. My son most likely does. My nephew Bobby, I know he remembers him. So if you guys could chime in, if you're watching, listening, in the chat, whatever. I'm not sure if Rickey Henderson was on the Padres. Very, very well could be. All right. The second passing comes from football. All right. And anybody who's ever watched a lot of football in the last 10, 15 years, whatever, is definitely going to know and recognize this person who just passed away. Greg Gumbel, the renowned CBS Sports anchor and commentator, has passed away at the age of 78. His family confirmed the news in a statement on Friday saying, and the reason why I'm reading this off my phone is literally minutes prior to going on the air and doing my show, this came across. Let me read what it says. It is with this is from the family, and I quote, it is with I got to read this with my glasses because there we go. There you go. It is with profound sadness that we share the passing of our beloved husband and father, Greg Gumbel. He passed away peacefully, surrounded by much love after a courageous battle with cancer. Greg approached his illness like one would expect, with stoicism, grace, and positivity. He leaves behind a legacy of love, inspiration, and dedication to over 50 extraordinary years in the sports broadcast industry, and his iconic voice will never be forgotten. Greg's memory will live forever and be treasured by his family, dearest friends, colleagues, and all who loved him, Marcy and Michelle Gumbel. Wow. Greg, may you rest in peace, my friend. I would watch the NFL today. You were amazing anchor, amazing broadcaster. And I remember all of those years, your smile, your love for the game, and just a shame that you passed away last Friday at the age of 78. Tremendous battle with cancer. Cancer is an ugly, ugly, satanic disease, absolutely evil disease. And there's so many different forms of cancer. And it didn't say which one, but, none of it is ever, ever good. Greg, may you rest in peace. All right. Okay, now we finished those sad topics. We're going to get into, you got it, guys. Haven't done it in a while. Where is it at now? I got to find it because things have changed on here. All right. Here we go, guys. This week's Jackass of the Week.
You suck, you jackass.
All right. Jeff Saturday of the former center of the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning teammate, and was interim head coach for the Indianapolis Colts, who, in my opinion, he sucked. Well, now he sucks even more. He's the Jackass of the Week for a couple of reasons. Listen to this. Former Colts player Jeff Saturday said the following about Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, and I quote, "Ain't nobody trying to watch Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback, play over Joe Burrows." What? What? Jeff Saturday, take too many shots to the head? Let me continue. I'm still quoting. "Everybody's turning in to see Burrows, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins if the Bengals make the playoffs. It's a much better story than the Broncos and Bo Nix." End quote. What? You are absolutely have lost your freaking mind. Jeff, step back, dude. Step back. Have you forgotten that C.J. Stroud of Houston a couple of years ago was a rookie? They went to the playoffs and everybody was excited. Everybody's elated. Oh my gosh, look what this kid's doing. He's a rookie. He's taken the Houston Texans to the playoffs that haven't been there for, wait a minute. The Broncos haven't been there for 8 years. Why is Jeff Saturday so cold on the Broncos, or the entire NFL for that matter? I've gone over this many, many times. The NFL, for whatever reason, does not like Denver. Doesn't like Denver. No Super Bowl in Denver, even though they got a brand new stadium back in 2001, I believe it was, something like that. They got the stadium they're in now. No Super Bowl. Oh, people say, well, it's because it's cold weather. You don't want to have a Super Bowl in cold. Whoa! You don't want to have a Super Bowl in cold weather? How about the New York Giants Stadium in New Jersey when the Broncos played the Seattle Seahawks? That was a cold weather game. Oh, well, no, we don't want one in Denver. Why? Why are they so anti-Denver? Let me continue. Okay, so when he says nobody wants to watch Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos in the playoffs, why? Why not? It's a fantastic story. Jeff Saturday says it's a much better story to have the Bengals in there than the Broncos. Why? Why? The Bengals have been in there before. They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything since they went to the Super Bowl with Kenny Anderson and Chris Collinsworth as wide receiver. They haven't been there since then. In case you guys don't know, look that up. Those are two names that you don't really hear about anymore. You hear about Collinsworth, but not Kenny Anderson. Or was it Kenny Anderson? Or was that before? I don't care. It doesn't matter. They haven't been there since they lost to the 49ers. Oh, the Bengals have been in the Super Bowl twice, and they faced the 49ers twice, and they lost twice. But that was years ago. Years ago. C.J. Stroud comes along and does a phenomenal job with the Houston Texans, takes them to the playoffs in his rookie year. and everybody loved it. But nobody likes the Bo Nix Denver Broncos story with Sean Payton. What in heaven's name is going on with this league? What? I don't get it. I don't get it. Bo Nix is blowing up in stats, guys, blowing up in stats. And yet he's not getting any recognition, not getting any pat on the back, any praise. I mean, sure, he's won Rookie of the Week and all that kind of stuff, or Player of the Week, or Offensive Player of the Week, I should say. But, I mean, nothing beyond those individual games, nothing in a bigger picture. And now Jeff Saturday comes out and says it's a better story. If the Bengals get in, how in heaven's name is that a better story? What could be better than the Broncos making the playoffs for the first time in 8 years with a rookie quarterback and a head coach who hadn't coached in the NFL, coached in the NFL 2 years earlier, or was out of the NFL, I should say, 2 years earlier, and then took a Broncos team to the playoffs that hadn't happened in 8 years. How is that not a better story? I don't get it, Jeff. I think you have been concussed because you have lost your mother frickin' mind. That's why you're this week's Jackass of the Week, because you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. Seriously. Joe Burrow, who's a veteran quarterback, or Bo Nix doing what Bo Nix is doing, and without some key players, without a Justin Simmons. Now I know it's defense, but I'm just going on. Without a Jerry Jeudy, without a Tim Patrick, seriously, without a really solid, healthy Javonte Williams. I mean, you're telling me that the Bengals and Joe Burrow is a better story than a Sean Payton-led Bo Nix quarterback rookie doing what Bo Nix is doing record-wise and what the defense is doing record-wise, and I'll get into that here in just next couple of topics. I'm just blown away by this idiot person, Jeff Saturday, saying that it'd be better to have the Cincinnati Bengals in the playoffs than the Denver Broncos. Holy cow, dude. Are you that stupid? Do you not get it? Or are you on the same page as everybody else that doesn't like the Broncos for whatever reason? And if it's because you're holding some type of a grudge over Sean Payton for whatever reason, get over it, people. Please get over it. It's over and done with. Okay, quit bringing up, quit bringing up buried treasure or buried items. Quit bringing it up. It's irrelevant. Had nothing to do with what Sean Payton's doing today. Sean Payton's not doing anything illegal against the NFL. I don't mean illegal, but against the NFL, not doing that. So bury it. Let it go. Don't bring it up. Don't hold a grudge. Okay? Move freaking on. But that's awful hard for the brass of the NFL or MLB, as in Pete Rose, or, other sports that think that they're, that they can just govern anything and just hold grudges over people. It's stupid. Totally stupid. Get over it, people. We're all adults here. We're not kids. We're not children. We're not babies. Get freaking over it. Swallow your stupid ass pride and move on. Whew, I knew I'd be fired up tonight. After 2 weeks of not being on my show, I knew I was going to be fired up. I hope you guys are following me. I hope you guys are with me, man, because I am pumped. All right. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. D-Rock is in the chat. He said, Big Bill. I said, what's up, Big D-Rock? Nice to have you, man. Nice to have you. David Youngson, I totally agree. Jeff Saturday, it's a complete idiot. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, how do you make a stupid statement like that? Now, I can understand if you had two rookie quarterbacks and they're fighting for the playoffs and one of them's having a great year, another one, it's like neck and neck. It's what's this whole love affair with Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati stupid Bengals? Really? What's the big love affair? I don't get it. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. All right. David follows up by saying Super Bowl in New Jersey. Yep, that's where it was. Nope. Also, David said the draft will never be held in Denver unless they get a dome. That could be the changing factor. And then again, maybe they would get a Super Bowl if they build a dome. I don't know. I just dumbfounded at the NFL how prejudiced. In a way, the NFL is prejudiced, even though they say they're not. Oh no, we're not prejudiced. We put things in the end zone that says, we got to love everybody, or it starts with love, or whatever the saying is. But it's okay because we don't like the Broncos. Why? Because they're in Denver and the elevation and blah blah. We don't like that. It's not good for the game. Whatever their excuse is, it's prejudiced. Absolutely. If you're going to have a freaking Super Bowl in New Jersey, Super Bowl 48 that the Broncos lost to the Seattle Seahawks, but you're not going to have a game in Denver? Really? What's the difference? What is the difference? Answer that question, Roger Goodell. What is the difference? Both cold weather. Sometimes Denver's not even that cold. I say it's prejudice. For whatever reason, they don't like Denver. For whatever reason. All right. David follows up by saying the most cap hit in NFL history and only was supposed to win 5 games. Now we have 9 wins, 5 losses. Nope. We're 9-6, but I get where you're coming. Yeah, we're 9-6. Wish we were 9-5 or 10-5, but we're not. We're not. Gravia, I believe that's how you say it. No. Gravia says hi. I said, what's up, my friend, man? Nice to have you in the chat. First timer, glad to have you. Really do appreciate it. Thanks so much for jumping in, chiming in, and saying hello. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, and hope 2025 treats each and everyone out there in a very, very positive way. Very, very positive way. All right, there's a couple of things regarding the Denver Broncos that are very impressive. Listen to this. Denver Broncos have 5 players with 5+ sacks on the season. Since 1990, only one team, the 2023 Dolphins last year, has had 6 players with 5+ sacks in a season. Dondre Tillman of the Broncos needs only 1 more sack to make Broncos history. Wow. I hope he gets it. I would love for him to get against Joe Burrows and create a fumble, Bronco turnover. That would be fantastic for him to get his 6th sack, his 5th sack, and be the 6th player for the Broncos to get that. That would be great. And even be even better if it was the turning point of the game where the Broncos iced it. That would be even better. Absolutely be even better. Oh, man, I hope he gets it. I certainly hope he gets it. All right. D-Rock says, Mile High Country, don't fret because we're going to the postseason. D-Rock, I'm sorry. I cannot go there right now. I can't. And as we go into the predictions, maybe you'll understand. I just can't go there because Denver had the golden opportunity last week and blew it. If you missed any part of the show, when it's over, D-Rock, go back and watch it once once the show's over. It's immediately uploaded to the MHRT network as well as my own channel, Broncos Breakdown. You look for this symbol right here. So it will be uploaded. If you missed anything, go back to that, and you'll hear my take on the whole Charger, the whole Bronco meltdown. You'll hear everything about it. All right. I know I'm pronouncing your name wrong. So you say Gravy EA? Gravy EA. Okay. I think the Broncos aren't going to make it to the playoffs because the Titans are so good. Tennessee Titans. We're not competing with them. We're going basically head to head against the Bengals, obviously tomorrow. But the Bengals, the Colts, and the Dolphins. Titans aren't there. So I mean, who knows if everybody starts losing and all the ones that are behind start winning? Yeah, anything can happen. But right now, it's the Broncos versus basically if they beat the Bengals, if the Broncos beat the Bengals tomorrow, we're in. Regardless what anybody else does, we are in. But the problem is the little word if. If Denver wins, they should have won last week, but they didn't. If they can beat the Bengals, they're in. If they lose to the Bengals, nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed in the last week. Nothing. Alex Smith chimes in and said, is it okay for the network to zoom in on Peyton's call sheet? No, I don't agree with that. I don't think it's, and even Sean Payton said it should not be allowed. And it shouldn't be allowed. Why are they zooming in on Sean Payton's playbook or play sheet, but nobody else's? I didn't see Jim Harbaugh's play sheet being shown. I didn't see that at all. Why not? Well, maybe he's got it covered. No, they don't have it. He doesn't have it covered either. I didn't see it covered from a distance, but it never was zoomed in. Why is it only zoomed in on Sean Payton and the Broncos? Again, I go back to my own conspiracy, my own thoughts. And that is the NFL does not like the Broncos. They don't want them to win. For whatever reason, they don't want them to win. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like, the entire NFL brass is against the Broncos, but then again, it looks like the entire NFL brass is against the Broncos. Just look at different things, guys. Look at the way games are played. Look at the way penalties are called for or against. They're called against Denver. They're called for other teams. It just seems odd and strange to me. Really strange that the Broncos just have this. I don't know. I don't know what it is. The NFL just doesn't like them. I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. I could be totally wrong. But explain to me why certain things happen against the Broncos that don't happen against other teams. That's all I'm saying. Explain that to me if you can. I can't because I don't see it being equal. I absolutely do not see it being equal. The NFL loves the Chiefs. Everybody knows it. The NFL loves the Packers. Everybody knows it. Now the NFL's starting to love the Lions. Why? Because they're winning. The NFL loves the Chiefs for many reasons. The whole Kelsey, Taylor Swift love affair. They're loving that. It's bringing people in the seats. They want to see it. Just saying. Just saying. NFL has their favorites. They may say they don't, but that's freaking BS. Just watch games, guys. You will see for yourself. Okay. Gravy EA says Broncos only make it if they win this week. No, if they have a 2-game lead over the other teams. If they don't win tomorrow, but they beat the Chiefs, they're in. That's it. Because the only way the Dolphins or the Bengals or the Colts make it in between those three, if the Broncos lose the next 2 games and those all 3 win, then it goes to a tiebreak. Well, the Broncos beat the Colts, so that would eliminate them. The Broncos would have lost to the Bengals if they lose tomorrow. That means the Bengals have the tiebreaker. The Dolphins would have the tiebreaker of the Broncos due to conference. So the Broncos have to win, period. Or those 3 teams have to lose too. I don't see all 3 teams losing too. They didn't win. They didn't lose. All 3 didn't lose last week. All 3 won. So I just don't see it. I don't see it. Gravy says NFL hated the Patriots when they had a dynasty. I'm not too sure they hated them. They may not have liked Bill Belichick, but Tom Brady was their golden child. Tom Brady was their golden child. Now Patrick Mahomes is the NFL's golden child, golden boy. Same with the Chiefs. Same with Travis Kelce. It's about money, guys. It's about money. Who's out there that's drawing the big amount of money into games and stuff? It is Kansas City Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. That's who it is. That's what you can't deny that. The NFL knows how to market its product better than any other. Wow, better than any other sports organization. Baseball does a good job. Basketball, hockey, they're kind of down. Baseball, NFL totally dominates. NFL totally dominates how to market a sports entity. That's how you do it. You got games on Monday and Thursday, Friday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. Well, maybe not New Year's. But yeah, I mean, they just saturate the market because they're good at it. They're good at it. And who are you going to put out there front and center? Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, I mean, Taylor Swift, Andy Reid. I mean, you're going to put them out there. Why? Because they are now the new dynasty. The Patriots have faded off because Tom Brady retired and Bill Belichick is now a college head coach at University of North Carolina, I believe it is. Next dynasty, here come the Chiefs. Here come the Chiefs. NFL loves them. That's what it's about when it comes to the NFL. Okay. Gravy EA said, who's rookie of the year non-biased? Well, right now it doesn't look like Bo Nix because he had a horrible game against the Chargers, lost it, 3 interceptions, lost the game. But I'll tell you that Washington Commanders, what's the name? Jalen, not Jalen Hurts. Is it Jalen Hurts? Who is it? Oh, Jaden Daniels. That's who it is. Jaden Daniels. Hey, Madungus Creevy is in the chat. Hope you're feeling better, my friend. Hope you got your voice for tomorrow's game, 1:00. I'll be calling you about that. You may have to take over for the first 15 minutes. I don't think I get off until 1. I'm going to try and get off at 12:30 so I can be here in time to do it. But anyways, Madungus Creevy chimed in and said Jaden Daniels. It's probably going to be Jaden Daniels because, like I said, a lot of people were saying that Bo Nix lost the grasp on it because of the 3 interceptions last week, the loss in the game, and just the whole bit. So that's who I'd have to say now. But it's okay. It's okay. You don't need to be rookie of the year. How about just be the MVP of a Super Bowl championship sometime down the road? That would be fantastic. I'm in Indiana. Oh, that's right. You're in Indiana. Who you calling a dumb shit? I thought you'd be home by now, bud. I'm sorry. I thought you'd be home. That's right. We're not doing the Bronco neighborhood will be going tomorrow, but it won't be Madungus Creevy and myself. I apologize. I'm sorry. I spoke out of line. I thought he was back already, but I apologize. Anyways, all right. Neighborhood will be tomorrow. Just won't be Madungus and myself. Flying Dragons says, what's up, MHRTSA? What's up, Flying Dragon? How you been, man? How you been? Okay, Alex Smith follows up and says, I really hope he gets rookie of the year. I do too. I just don't see it. Unless he has an absolute phenomenal 2 weeks left in the season against, let's say he goes off tomorrow for 3 touchdown passes, 405 yards, and no interceptions. Okay, that elevates him. And then against the Chiefs, let's say he gets 2 touchdown passes, runs another one in, and no interceptions. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't even know if there is mathematically any way he can make rookie of the year. I hope he does. I would far rather him focus more on making the playoffs and doing what he can to playoffs and all that. First and foremost, we got to win tomorrow. Period. No other way about it. No other way about it. Madungus says no neighborhood. Okay, I apologize. There is absolutely, guys, I am sorry. There's absolutely no neighborhood tomorrow. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the game. Root for the Broncos. Madungus Creevy is out of state. And everybody else is got things going on with family and the holidays. So just wanted to throw that up there. No neighborhood tomorrow. Sorry, guys, but enjoy the game with your family and all that. Madungus Creevy follows up by saying, we will be back for the Chiefs game. Absolutely. Can't wait for that one, man. Can't wait for that one. It'll be interesting. I'm not sure the Chiefs are going to rest anybody, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. Alex Smith says he can still win Rookie of the Year. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I just don't see the NFL going towards Bo Nix. They've been anti-Bo Nix and a lot of things that they've done and said and whatnot. I just don't think that I just don't think it's going to go his way. I hope it does, but I just don't see it. What the heck? Flying Dragon says we could ask Dylan and Spence to run the neighborhood, but they're probably both in jail. What the heck does that come from, man? What the heck does that come from? I don't know, but I'm moving on. All right. Bo Nix is tied for a possible record. Bo Nix is currently tied with Justin Herbert, C.J. Stroud, Russell Wilson for the most games with 2+ passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions as a rookie in the NFL. Okay? So that is 2+ passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions as a rookie in the NFL. How many does he need? What's he tied with? I didn't get that. I think I skipped over that. That's my fault. Anyways, Nick still has 2 games to break the record. I don't know what the record is. I'm sorry. I did not write that down. I thought 2+ passing TDs and 0 interceptions as a rookie in the NFL. I apologize. He is tied with them. Obviously, Russell Wilson, C.J. Stroud, and Justin Herbert are not rookies anymore. But when they were rookies, they had 2+ touchdowns, 0 interceptions in games this year that Bo Nix is tied with. Hopefully he can break that and stand alone. I think that would be fantastic. I apologize, guys, for not having the exact amount. I think it's 2+ touchdowns, no interception. I think it's 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's 3. I could be wrong, but I believe it's 3. All right. C is in the chat. Whoever C is, C's in the chat. Said Taylor Swift for MVP. Well, there you go. She might as well be. I mean, NFL loves her to death. C says, don't worry, guys. If you lose to the Bengals, you get to play the Chiefs backups at home. I'm not too sure the Chiefs are going to play backups. It's a divisional game. Chiefs don't like to lose to anybody. I think they would love to finish the season 16-1, not 15-2, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that game. I absolutely hope it does not come down to that game because I don't have, well, to be honest with you, I don't have confidence in either of these games. Not after the game against the Chargers 10 days ago. I don't have any confidence. None whatsoever. Sorry. I'm being honest, guys. I'm being honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. That's not this guy. I don't sugarcoat. I speak from the heart. I speak from the passion. I speak from my emotions. I don't have confidence in this team right now. We had the Chargers with our foot on their throat at halftime. 0 adjustments. I went into all this earlier, but I'm just going to bring it real quick back up. 0 adjustments. Chargers made adjustments. Broncos lose. Plain and simple. That's it. Plain and simple. 0 confidence moving forward. Sorry, but it's true. All right. Dungus Creepy says, sorry, guys. I just don't have the time to get it all set up. Going to my grandpa's memorial. Sorry once again, Madungus. Heart goes out, man. Memorial in Indiana, and just don't have the time or motivation to get everything set up and scheduled. Madungus, no need to apologize, dude. No need to apologize. Okay? It's the holiday season. You're going through a loss of your grandpa, and that's traumatic in itself. The family comes first, like you've always told me, so I'm reiterating it back to you. Family comes first. Don't worry about the network. Don't worry about the neighborhood. We will be fine. It will be fine. Don't even worry about it, okay? Maybe not doing the neighborhood may be a good thing. Maybe the Bengals, maybe the Broncos will lose. Or maybe the Broncos will win. I meant Bengals will lose. Maybe the Broncos will win. That would be a good thing, okay? So don't worry about it. Do what you got to do. Take care of yourself, your family, your mom, and just be there for what you need to do to take care of the situation. That's it, man. Just do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, man. We're right behind you, buddy. Right behind you. All right. I've got 3 more topics, and then we're out of here. Thanks so much, guys, for being in the chat, for watching wherever you may be, whether you're in California where I am on the West Coast, whether you're all across this great country of ours, in a different country, doesn't matter. Happy holidays to each and every one of you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And this is the third to the last topic. And here it is. This is really cool. This is really cool. Okay. Bo Nix, a rookie, appreciates the job that the offensive line has done this year in protecting Bo Nix. Listen to what he did. When Christmas Day, last Wednesday, and the Denver Broncos finished their practice, yes, they did. They practiced Christmas Eve. They practiced Christmas Day. Why? It's a 1-day shorter week, travel time to Cincinnati, and they want to be prepared. So they practiced Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So after Christmas Day practice, Bo Nix gave out gifts to all of his offensive linemen, including backups, practice squad, and injured reserve, the following gift. Luke Wattenberg describes the gifts as follows, and I quote, Bo Nix, took us in a Christmas morning to one of the garages out there, I guess practice field, whatever. Anyways, out there, and he had a Traeger grill for all of us stacked up, end quote. Mike McGlinchey summed it up by saying, and called it, and I quote, awesome, end quote. Is that cool? Is that totally cool? Bo Nix goes out and buys the offensive line, the current offensive line, starting offensive lineman, a Traeger grill for Christmas. Wait a minute. Not just the starters, practice squad, injured reserve, and backups. How appreciative is Bo Nix to take out of his own pocket money to buy a Traeger grill for each and every one of those offensive players, whether they're starters, backups, reserves, or injured? That is totally respectful of his offensive players. That is totally cool. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying he went out and got the most expensive one. I'm not saying he got the cheapest one either. But they're not that cheap. They can go up to, $1,500. I don't know. I mean, the guy's got millions. I get it. But still, that is a sign of appreciation, a sign of gratitude, a sign of thank you for protecting me. I'm going to show my appreciation this way. Some quarterbacks buy Rolex watches. Some quarterbacks buy whatever. But a rookie quarterback going out and buying all of these players a Traeger grill, that and saying, hey, thanks so much, appreciation, gratitude, thanks for, keeping me upright, so to speak. I love it. Absolutely love it. I came across that today. I said, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Love it. Think it's fantastic. Sorry, guys. Got the hiccups from using up all my oxygen. All right. Let's see. Biggie Bronco chimes in about the Jeff Saturday comment about nobody wants to see Bo Nix and the Broncos in the playoffs. He said the Raising Saturday said it was a better story is because of Chase and Joe Burrow and that offense. Okay, that's fine. But don't cut the Broncos' knee. Don't cut them down at the knees. Why? I still don't think Biggie Bronco that it's a better story. I don't. The Bengals have been to the playoffs with those guys before. The Broncos haven't been to the playoffs for 8 years. To me, this is a much bigger, better story than a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and whomever else is over there. I could care less. Because to me, it's not a bigger story. The bigger story is not making the playoffs for 8 years, and then a rookie quarterback comes in and leads the Broncos to the playoffs. How much bigger can you get than that? C.J. Stroud did it with the Texans, and everybody loved it. Bo Nix is on the threshold of doing it at the Broncos, and nobody wants it. You kidding me? No, I'm not buying that for 1 minute. I am not buying that for 1 freaking minute, Jeff Saturday. I'm not buying it. I could care freaking less about the Bengals and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and anybody else. I could give a rat's you know what, because I don't care. It's not about them. They've been to the playoffs in the last 8 years. Denver has not. That, to me, is the bigger story. And if I'm getting wound up, I'd mentioned to you at the beginning of the show tonight, this was going to be a wound up show because I haven't been here in 2 weeks. There's been a lot of stuff going on. And when something like this gets me under my skin and just irritates me, I have got to go off on it. And I don't agree with that. I absolutely don't agree with that. All right. Badungus Creevy chimes in and says, Mike McGlinchey also said that these next 2 games aren't as important as the Catalina Vine Mixer. What in heaven's name is a Catalina Vine Mixer? Huh? I don't know what that means, man. Whoop. I don't get that one. All right. Spence says, Flying Dragon, I am in honeydew jail. Honeydew, yeah. Aren't we all? But can always run the neighborhood tomorrow if needed. One requirement, everyone must have at least 1 beer during Oh, that is so funny, Spence. That's classic, dude. Wow. Alex Smith says, Bill, can't you do the neighborhood show tomorrow by yourself? I don't think I can. I don't think I can, dude. I really don't think I can. That's I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know, man. Let me think about it. Let me talk to Madungas. I don't know, man. That would be a long 3 freaking hours, dude. It's fun when you have somebody else to bounce off of, but solo 3 hours. But then again, you guys are looking at my show tonight. We're 1 hour and 10, and you're like, dude, I know you can go 2 more hours. You're probably right. I don't know. Anyways, let me move on. Jeff Flying Dragon said Jeff Saturday is P because his boo Peyton Manning considers himself a Bronco, not a Colt. You know what? That could be a really good point. That could be a really good point, Flying Dragon. Maybe it's you didn't say I don't think you meant boo. I meant you meant Bo because I said it wrong. Yeah, you could be right. You could be right. Maybe he's a little bit ticked off because Peyton Manning is not a Colt no more. He's a Denver Bronco. So hey, there you go. C is my son Carlos. Okay, he says from the movie Step Brothers, Julian's favorite movie of all time. Okay, I saw Julian. I'm like, wait a minute. All right, C is my son. Thanks, Carlos, for chiming in. Really do appreciate it. Yeah, always love having you in the chat. Thanks so much. Spence says, I can jump in, Bill, if you need help. All right, let me talk to Madungus after the show. We'll see what's going on, see what's happening, and we'll go from there. All right. Spence now chimed in. Madungus now chimed in and says, if you and Spence want to do the neighborhood, I will do my best to get it set up tonight. Wow. Boy, that'd be challenging. I don't mean challenging because I would be with Spence. Challenging because it's gonna be an emotional game, man. It's gonna be an emotional game. Let me see what's going on. I'll put it out there for everybody out there now. Spence, Madungus, I know you're listening or watching. Let me see if anything's going on with my wife tomorrow, okay? Because originally there was going to be the neighborhood, and then I still think she thinks it is, but I don't know if we got anything going on. So if we have something going on, then obviously we won't. But let me check. I will text you, Madungus. I will also text Spence after the show, and we'll get it figured out. After the show, I'll go ask my wife if we got anything going on for tomorrow. I know we're having the grandkids this weekend, but I don't know if it's tomorrow or if it's Sunday. So anyways, I will get back to you. I appreciate that, Madungus. I will get back to you as soon as the show is over and let you guys know 100%, okay? Madungus also follows up by saying, as long as Spence has a good internet connection and won't be pausing like he was the last neighborhood. Okay. All right. Spence comes in and says, okay, everyone, if this is going to be a Bill and Spence neighborhood, everyone needs to run out and stock their fridge with a lot of beer. I think that might be just because of what we're going to be saying or not saying or whatever. All right. Here's a cool little thing. This is the next to the last topic of the show. Yeah, guys, I shaved my head. I got sick and tired of my hair standing up. So anyways, I'm starting to look like, who do I look like now? I look like, that's right. I look like, Kojak. I wouldn't say Kojak. No, not Kojak. How about Glenn Hauser? Yeah, I'm more like Glenn. All right, maybe not. Madungus says, you can run out. Spence says, go out into the fridge and get a lot of beer. Madungus says it has to be Kona. Well, that's probably true. It does. Probably true. Oh, no. The only thing required for tomorrow's neighborhood is the #1 Charger fan meme. I don't know, man. I don't know. Madungus said, Mr. Clean on crack. Oh, shoot. That's funny, man. All right. Let me get into the next and the last topic. You guys have been absolutely fantastic for being part of the show. Really do appreciate it. We're almost an hour and 15 into it. Let's wrap this up before it's an hour and a half. So here we go, the next to the last topic. All right. Throughout John Elway's Hall of Fame career, he was somewhat overshadowed by the likes of Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, and Steve Young. However, he isn't overshadowed anymore. Elway is getting the star treatment from Netflix. Deadline wrote, which is something that the Deadline writes for Netflix. Deadline wrote, and I quote, the Elway documentary will follow Elway's life both on and off the field, from being drafted but electing to play baseball for the Yankees to college and into the NFL on the Denver Broncos team, end quote. No, no word as of yet when this will be available. Stay tuned. That is going to be great. I can't wait to watch that one. I really can't wait to watch that. I want to see John Elway's career, at Stanford, being drafted by the Colts, refusing to play for Jim Irsay, elected to go to the Yankees because he was also drafted #1 by the Yankees, went and played a year for the Yankees. Then the Colts decided Elway's never going to play for us, so let's trade him, and the Broncos were the team they traded with, and the rest is history. But we're going to find out behind the scenes what the rest of history is. And that's going to be great, man. Can't wait for that. Going to be so much fun to watch. It's just going to be simply titled Elway, from what I understand. They may change the title, But right now, it's simply just going to be Elway, the documentary of Elway. And I think that's great, man. I cannot freaking wait. All right, let's go to the very last topic, or I should say, congratulations, Elway, on having a documentary about your NFL Hall of Fame NFL career. I think that's fantastic. All right, last topic is this. Yep, tomorrow's game. Look right here. What does it say? Does Denver deserve the playoffs? In my opinion, does Denver deserve the playoffs? No, not if they back in. They lost to the Chargers. If they lose to the Bengals and lose to the Chiefs, but the Bengals lose their last game, the Colts and the Dolphins lose their last two, Denver goes in. Do I like that? No, I don't like that. Do I want the Broncos to back into the playoffs? No. Why would I want that? They wouldn't have earned it. They wouldn't have deserved it of their own accord. They would have had the opportunity to go to the playoffs because other teams lost. That's not what I want. I don't want the Broncos to back in. Why would I want that? That's not motivational. It's not motivation. It's not what's what I'm looking for. It's not moving forward. You're basically moving backward, but then these other teams push you in. And that's not of your own accord. That's not of your own doing. That's not of your own progress. None whatsoever. So do I want the Broncos to make the playoffs? Yes. Why? Because I want them in the playoffs. But I don't want them to back in. I want them to beat the Bengals or beat the Chiefs. I don't want them to back in. And that bothers me because of what I feel about this game tomorrow. I don't have a good feeling about this game. Why? Because of 10 days ago when they lost to the Chargers after they had a 21-10 lead and a 21-13 lead at halftime and only can muster 6 points, 2 field goals in the second half after they scored 21 points in the first half. What do I think this game is going to be? Let me get into it. Prime time tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific time at Cincinnati. Cold weather. Well, Spence said, or was it Spence? No, it wasn't Spence. It was, who said the temperature? Who said the temperature is going to be in the 60s? That was Spence. Spence did say temperature in Cincinnati is going to be in the 60s. Okay? That's not ice cold. It's not summer weather, but it's good football weather. Okay? So I said cold weather. Okay, it's not going to be that cold of weather. East Coast travel? Yes. They have to go to the East Coast. Time zone change. They're in a mountain time zone. East Coast is 2 hours earlier. Okay? Or 2 hours later. So let's say, Denver's used to playing at 2 o'clock mountain time. All of a sudden now it's 4 o'clock Eastern time. 2 hour difference. Time zone, East Coast travel. Not only that, shorter week. What I mean by shorter week? Because of Christmas. Yes, they did practice Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but because the game is on Saturday, I understand, guys, they had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the previous week, 16, because they played on Thursday. I get that. But it's still a shorter week because of travel time, practice time, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, traveling, all of that stuff. That comes into the equation. And not only that, but it's a must win for both teams. Bengals have to win 2. Denver only has to win 1. Bengals have to win 2 to get in the playoffs. If Denver wins 1 tomorrow or the following week against the Chiefs, Denver's in, regardless what the Bengals do. Unless the Bengals win. Out. And Denver loses. That's the key. What do I think about this game? I'm nervous as heck. I don't have a good feeling about this game at all. None whatsoever. And I already mentioned because of 10 days ago, I don't have a good feeling about this. None whatsoever. Flying Dragon talking about the John Elway documentary. He says, I hope they don't spotlight the last 5 years of John Elway as a general manager. Well, they say he's going to do his whole career. I don't know. They didn't mention that in the topic that I jotted down. They didn't mention that, so I don't know. But yeah, well, they may touch on it because he, as general manager, he brought in Peyton Manning, and he also won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning as general manager. So I'm pretty sure they're going to bring it in. But just saying. But I know that wasn't the last 5 years. That was 8 years ago. I get it. But I don't know. They'll probably bring in the Super Bowl 50, no doubt about it. But I'm not sure how far into this general managership they're going to talk about. But we'll find out. It'll be interesting. I'm still going to watch it. Still going to love it because it's going to bring back so many memories. And I just love behind the scenes stuff. I really do. All right. Going back to the last topic and a prediction for the Broncos game tomorrow at Cincinnati. In Cincinnati, when the Broncos have to have a win, the Bengals have to have a win. Final score, here it is. Final score, and don't shoot barbs at me because I predicted the Bengals would. I predicted the Broncos will lose to the Bengals in Week 16. See right there where it says Week 16 Bengals on the road, the R next to Bengals. Week 16, I have an L by it. Yeah. Guess what? I didn't change my prediction. I predicted that at the beginning. Before the season started, I said the Broncos will lose to the Bengals on the road in Cincinnati. I'm sticking with it. I'm sorry, guys. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm sticking with it. I have the Bengals 26, Broncos 24. It's going to be that close, guys. I got a really good feeling it's going to be that close. It could swing either way. I hope the Broncos win. I just don't see it. In Cincinnati, on the road, must win for both teams. Hostile environment. Just saying. Okay? I hope I'm wrong. Totally hope I'm wrong. I just don't think that I am. I just don't feel it. I don't have that confidence. Not after 10 days ago. I really don't. I'm sorry, guys. Am I basing all of this on one game as of right now? Yeah. Because we only have 2 games left and there are 2 hard games to play. Bengals on the road, Chiefs at home, but they're the Chiefs. Do I have confidence? No, I had confidence last 10 days ago. That's where I had my confidence, but I don't have it now. I hope I'm wrong. Absolutely hope I'm wrong, but I just don't feel it. I don't feel it, guys. Sorry. Spence said Broncos 38, Cincinnati 28. Okay. I hope you're right. Spence. I hope you're right. Flying Dragon says Bengals 28, Broncos 17. Ooh, that's a little bit wider gap than I would have thought. But hey, you know what? You could be right. Spence could be right. You could be right, Flying Dragon. I don't know. None of us know. That's why we play the game. Because we don't know the outcome. That's why we watch. That's why we cheer. That's why we're fans. And that's why we talk about it on shows like this, Broncos Breakdown. Thanks, guys, so much for being in the chat, on the show, watching wherever you may be. That's going to conclude this Friday's show right before a huge must-win tomorrow at Cincinnati. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. It takes a microsecond of your time. Hit the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you like the show. You appreciate the content. You enjoy watching this 66-year-old crazy guy talk about Broncos football and other topics in sports. You guys are the best. I've said that many times. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. It really does help out the network, MHRT, as well as my show, Broncos Breakdown, on YouTube. You guys are the best. Each and every week I say that, and each and every week I go down the list of those who have taken the time to be in the chat, to voice their comments, to voice their opinions, and I will take the time to recognize them one more time. Starting with David Yunkin, thank you so much for being in the chat. Rudy Torres, my brother-in-law from Vegas, and we got Spence, 2 alcohol. We got Spence in the chat. We got Big E Bronco. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it so much. You guys are best. Alex Smith, thank you so much for being in the chat. D-Rock, really do appreciate you in the chat. New person, Gravy EA, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you chiming in. Thanks for your comments and your post. Thank you so much. Madungus Creevy, thanks again for being in the chat. Condolences to you and your family for your grandpa's passing. But take care of yourself, man. Thanks for chiming in. Really do appreciate it. Flying Dragons, thank you so much. My son, Carlos, he was in the chat. Thank you so much, Carlos. Love you, son. Love you so much, man. And let's see, we got anybody else that I might have missed? I don't want to miss anybody. Let's see, Spence, Flying Dragons. That's it. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks each and every one of you, like I mentioned, for chiming in the chat, for watching the show. You guys are the absolute best. You're the backbone of the show. And really couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't want to do it without you. I feel like I know all you guys, or most of you guys, because you're in the chat all the time. It just feels like a family, and I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Each and every week, I just am amazed that you appreciate the show that much, that you want to be part of the chat and part of the show. Guys, until possibly tomorrow, there could be a Broncos neighborhood. Stay tuned. Look for your notifications. There very well could be. You'll be notified whether there will be or not, because you'll see it on a pop-up or you won't. I will check with my wife, see if we have anything planned for tomorrow. If not, there will be a Broncos neighborhood. Myself and Spence. But I will, you guys will know soon enough. All right. You guys will know soon enough. If not a Broncos breakdown, not a Broncos neighborhood tomorrow, there will be shows all next week. I don't know which ones will or will not because of New Year's, but there will be a Broncos breakdown next Friday. Hopefully I got good news after tomorrow's game. Hopefully I have good news. But there will be Broncos breakdown next Friday, the first Broncos breakdown of 2025. Until then, guys, have a very wonderful rest of your weekend. Come on, Broncos, you got to win this game tomorrow. Please don't disappoint. And then Happy New Year to everybody out there that's watching, listening, chiming in, wherever you may be. Happy New Year 2025. Until I see you either tomorrow or on Friday, have a very fantastic, safe holiday New Year's. We will talk to you soon enough, tomorrow or Friday. Take care, guys. Till then, bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flame out. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so this